So let's talk about Forms W-2 and W-4. So Form W-2 is also known as the wage and tax statement. So it's the document that's delivered to each employee that earned more than $600 from a business in a given calendar year. Now, W-2 is distributed to employees that had federal, Social Security, and Medicare taxes withheld on their paychecks, not to subcontractors who earn total gross pay without any taxes withheld. Subcontractors receive a 1099 NEC to show how much they were paid in a calendar year, not a W-2. So the W-2 will show the IRS how much you earned during the year in box 1, and also how much you've paid in federal income tax in box 2. Depending on where you live, it will also have information about state and local tax withholdings, if they're applicable to you. Form W-4 is related to the W-2 because it's usually the first thing you fill out before you get any paychecks from that company. The company paying you understands that this might not be your only revenue stream, so it will ask you questions about your tax situation with the goal of knowing approximately how much federal tax to withhold on each paycheck that you receive so that you don't owe any tax at year end and you won't be due any refunds when you file your return. However, rarely do those W-4s ever translate into a perfect withholding. So if you have too much withheld on every paycheck, you'll get a refund when you file your taxes, and you should also consider adjusting your W-4 going forward so that you have a more appropriate amount withheld and you're not paying in too much ahead of time. If you owe money when you file your tax return, you likely didn't have enough withheld in each paycheck, so you should also consider adjusting your W-4 so that you have more withheld and don't owe as much at tax time. Now this will mean less money in your pocket every 2 weeks, but at least you can't spend it if you're sending the money right to the IRS. The W-4 has become more confusing since the tax law changed in 2018. However, know that you can always adjust your federal withholding in fixed dollar increments as well. So let's say you're making $1,500 every other week and you have 5%, which is $75 withheld. You can tell your payroll or HR to increase your federal withholding by an even $200 to $275 in total each pay period to get that extra $200 paid to the IRS every time that you get paid. This will ultimately lessen the tax burden when you file your tax return.